traffic in the military can beat your motherfucking ass. Just fuck with it enough. Go try to steal some traffic cones at fucking 2 a.m. drunk as fuck and see if you don't get hurt. I'm just saying. Let's see. What was it? What was another one? Okay. So you have my wallet, but the Israeli cops have my pants.
Why they got your pants?
Wait, and that's something you had to say more than once?
I did have to say that more than once.
I'm concerned for you right now.
I did have to say that more than once. Unfortunately. These situations do arise, Garrett.
Oh, good Lord.
Okay? I'm just saying. We're not going to elaborate about that one. I'm just saying I had to say it more than once. God. Okay, one more that I did have to say more than once. No, Sergeant Major. I had no idea she was your daughter.
There you
But
go.
you did.
There it
but
is.
you did.
I'm just saying. That's definitely one.
The fact that he knew it didn't negate from the fact that he had to say he didn't.
That's true.
I mean, it's true.
That is true.
That's what we call plausible deniability. We don't want...
Oh, man.
But yeah. You know, those were examples of things that I never thought.
Those are just examples.
What's that?
God forbid what really happened. They're just examples, bro. Fucking.
Okay, those are just examples. You don't, this show goes on for quite a while. We have plenty of time to elaborate. You don't get them all, but you don't tell everything the first time. You just feed them a little bit, keep them hooked.
That's
So
right,
what
yeah.
you're saying is just the tip.
Yeah, just the tip.
Just for a second, to see how it feels.
Okay.
You know.
I'll be back there. Give me. Y'all
I
go
mean,
ahead.
I don't think you guys want to go into, to me with two fire extinguishers, attached to, your Alice pack, your A-frame Alice, running around saying I'm James Bond, fucking knocking fucking, fire extinguishers out. That did happen once or twice.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna grab some water. I'll be right back.
I'm just saying, shit. Sometimes shit happens, and you just gotta roll. But seriously, my favorite that I did have to say more than once. Once again, old VX4 there knows exactly who I'm talking to. Was for fuck's sakes, please put down the pirate sword. That was my favorite. That was. All right. So moving right along.
Alright.
This question's for you, CID. Homemade porn.
Homemade berries.
Homemade barracks porn. Okay. Now, I don't know if you guys realize this, but it is actually illegal to make a pornographic video with your wife while you were in the military.
Really?
Well, of course, it's only if you get caught, dipshit. That's with everything. Everything's legal if you get caught. Like, fucking hey. But no, yeah, it's actually...
Another classic shut up snuggles moment.
Yeah, I'm telling you, so many ideas for the shut up song.
But yeah, it is actually illegal to make a pornographic video with your, even if it is your spouse. It's a no-go.
Something I didn't even know.
Yeah. Yeah, but good Lord, homemade barracks porn. I never actually ran into that. The closest we ever ran into was, myself at least, closest I ever ran into was like non-consensual photographs or videos of somebody, almost like voyeurism. Like they take a video or a picture of somebody, and then like we had a guy that did that. Take some pictures, or even if the girl sent him some nudes, they break up, he gets pissed, he posts everything on Backpage.com. We find out, and then actually the girl finds out because one of her friends of a friend's mother's sister's second cousin's redheaded stepchild saw her on Backpage.com, and then
So her ex-fiance.
yeah, exactly. So word got back to her. She came to us, wanted to know what to do. We tracked it down, talked to him, interrogated him, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, that is also illegal. You cannot put...
So, you know what? Let's barracks lawyer this out real quick, okay? Let's help give some of these young soldiers some insight and some direction here. Now, if you're going to do this, so Garrett, if a soldier has committed to this, and they just have to have these pictures, right?
Okay.
Would it behoove them to put up a plaque in said room and take a selfie with it that says, like video and audio and, pictures are taking place here? You know what I mean? Like when you get on an elevator, video surveillance in progress. If they were to put up a sign in the room and take a selfie with it,
Upon
would that help
entering
them?
these premises, you consent to audio and visual recording at all times.
Exactly.
You know what? I used to tell my privates that because we would have to go as part of the I always call it sex team, but that apparently has got negative connotations to some people. So when I was on SVU or the sexual crimes team,
Was Mariska Hargitay there?
oh my god, yeah, she was. Yeah, I had all of her posters in my office. It was fucking great. Every time you open my door, it went dun dun. It was great.
Yes.
But no, for the sex team, every Saturday we would have to go to reception at 8 fucking o'clock in the morning to go talk to all these new dumbass privates. And we'd be in this auditorium with 500-600 privates at one time. And we would basically, this is like their first day in the Army. They're in reception. Like, they just got their uniform, and that's fucking it. They're not even to their basic training units yet. So I would basically have to stand in front of all these, brand new dipshits and tell them, hey, guys, you can't mushroom stamp someone. You can't dick slap or fish slap or good game or teabag or, like, all this shit. You can't do that. So that was one of the jokes, because I would always open it up for Q&A. So I had always had some soldiers ask, well, what if we're having sex with a girl and everything's consensual, and then the next day she's like, oh my God, he raped me, probably because her boyfriend or her husband or, somebody found out the fact that her father's the command sergeant major found out that you fucked her daughter.
It's true.
It was always a joke around the office that we need to have a continual consent form. So it's basically like you put it like an Excel spreadsheet. At the very top, it says, I, and a blank where you write your name, consent to sexual acts with, and then you write your name.
Like a contract.
Yeah, exactly. On this date, in this location, whatever barracks room. And then they've just got lines after lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all every 5 fucking minutes. You put that paper in that bitch's face, you say, sign it. Keep going. 5 minutes later, continue to sign it, please. Sign it. So you've got continual consent.
Check here if you consent to anal.
I'm pretty sure. Of course, there's other stipulations that could be added in said contract. There's different clauses, the ass clause. That kind of stuff.
You gotta have that.
ATM clause, which is usually not signed. Really, a lot of people have issues with that.
Man, let me see here. When you're looking at these consent forms, once again, what if these young soldiers could just laminate said consent form and paste it to the back of their barracks door? And once again, take that preemptive selfie with it, Would that help, Garrett? Would that help?
I don't think that would hold up in a court of law.
Okay.
I haven't really run into that exact situation yet. I would have to do some slight research on that, but I'm not 100% sure that would still even hold up in the court.
Well, with that being said, before we get into this amazing story that was sent to me by a young Marine that has to do with donkey punching caught on film, Country, do you have anything?
I like it already.
In this topic?
On homemade porn in the barracks?
In the barracks? Yeah.
4 Germans plus me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Now, what are your thoughts on this? Is it good? You know what I mean? Are we talking team building? You know what I mean?
That is team building. That is
team
showing
building.
Team building.
Are we talking about documentation for later, kind of like a game film for a football game to critique yourself? Or are we talking about an NJP situation?
Fuck the MJP situation. We're talking about team building. We're showing experience, and we're showing how badass we are. Just saying.
I like where this conversation's going.
Four Germans, first of all, you had to get them on post one way or another. Just saying.
Just not to interrupt Country guys, but you realize how he just keeps saying 4 Germans. He has not specified male or female yet. So I'm thinking some don't tell here.
We're just go ahead and assume male.
Yeah.
We're talking females here. Taco females. but see, the thing is, you got to get them on post one way, you know. So once you get them on post, then you had to sneak them into barracks. So somebody had to get the NCOIC, you know, away from the fucking desk so we can climb our ass up the stairs. Ah, fuck that. We just used the back, because the backside of the barracks, the way it's set is, you know, the ledges were big enough to where you could actually stand on them and crawl them up. Hey, throw me some sheets down. We had some help. And then once you get them in there, you know, it's team bed. See where the team building comes in. You got your battle buddies kind of helping you distract people. You know what I'm saying? It works out great. I think it's awesome.
Well, you know, going into this last night, I jumped on a Reddit and a few other places, and I asked the question, you know, how do, you know, previous and current soldiers feel about this topic? And I got a response that kind of blew my mind in the form of a story, okay? And this is from a young Marine who's still active, so we're not going to release his name for this purpose, okay? But here was here are skids are for kids. That's what he wants to go by. This is his story about when he was a brand new private getting to a certain Marine base in California. And Skids Up for Kids says, I was a new private, and I was encouraged to watch a homemade porn between another guy in the platoon and one of our medics in our HHC unit. Cameras on a tripod at a 45-degree angle on them, doing it on the bed. He's nailing it doggy style, and I mean really good at it. He's got a handful of both hips and is slamming this bitch so hard you can hear the air escape out of her lungs on each thrust. I'm getting rather bored with it, as basically all you can see are her titties swinging and ass thrusting. All of a sudden, he pulls his right hand back and donkey punches this chick in the back of the head. I'm telling you, he wasn't holding anything back. I thought for sure it was going to be coloring books for Christmas for her. Her head slams forward into the headboard with a thunk. Next thing you know, she turns and grins at the camera, and he blows his load. Guy that was watching it with me married her about 6 months later.
Nice.
Now, I'm just saying, based off that story, what I got was homemade barracks porn might have led to true love. It definitely led to one more dependopotamus.
There you go.
Only in the military.
Hey, you know, this is good.
Now, if we want to talk from a legal standpoint, I believe the fact that she looked back at the camera after said donkey punch and grinned could be considered a visual sign of consent for said donkey punch.
True.
I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing.
Yeah, definitely agree.
I definitely think that shows some type of consent and or pleasure.
It shows
There you
one
go.
badass bitch, too.
You know what I mean? And then they got married 6 months later. You know, he must have had a deployment coming up.
Stories in barracks end up with they all have to do with medics. What the hell's going on, medics?
Hey! Don't let that out the bag yet. Medics, y'all just keep doing what you're doing. You are providing a valuable service.
I'm pretty sure the medics are the ones letting it out the bag, so to speak. It's not me.
Well, yeah, but you see, we don't have to emphasize on that part of it. We could have just stuck with the donkey punch and the camera and the marriage. No one had to bring up the medic.
Yeah,
You medics keep doing what y'all doing. That's a very valuable service.
Doing great things for our soldiers and countries.
I'm telling you.
A little mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, mouth-to-dick resuscitation.
The kids
It's a type of healing. Okay? Preventative medicine. It's what they're best at.
They're just squeezing all the poisons out of my body. That's all they're doing.
Oh, my God. Yes. All right. Next category. Dumb shit you made your privates do.
Cool.
Now, granted, Snuggles, we know you never had privates under you. Okay? We're not talking about in the barracks. We're talking about through rank structure. Okay? Yeah, we know you were not assigned privates.